he had great interest in it and, did a great amount for the island and introduced odd things.
He imported wallabies and they died. He imported swans. They flew off.
That was my father's enjoyment, introducing peacocks, panniers, geese, the whole thing, you see.
He also packaged up some special cigarettes because it was damp on Lundy and the cigarettes didn't keep very well, so they were put in a tin. They had Lundy lights and leads.
That was his idea, that the island could light, metaphorically, and lead the way to the exploration of the mind and the being.
He decided to set up his own postal service.
He brought out some stamps to cover the cost between the mainland and Lundy after the post office was no longer carrying the mails.
And in 1929, he issued 2 coins. It was only used on the island, and there was just one bank in Bideford that would swap them. It was probably just a little gimmick because he felt that Lundy was his kingdom.
The government took a bit of a dim view on that because the coins, as today, should have the head of state on the back, but he actually had his own head imprinted on the back.
And he was apprehended. There was a local court at Bideford.
He lost that, so there was an appeal. So the High Court was an appeal against the decision of the magistrates at Bideford, which he also lost. But he was congratulated on the way he conducted his appeal and said it was very amusing in places.
And of course it's a very audacious and wrong thing to do, to think you can bring new coins into the realm like that. But my father's point was that it was respectful to the king, but out of the jurisdiction of officialdom. I mean, he tried it too hard, and everybody knew it wouldn't work.
I think if I'd been the government, I'd have let him have it, have the coinage, on the grounds that people like him aren't born every day. They just aren't.
Mr. Harman never called himself king. The king it was a media invention. If you've got reporters going over there, they will apply that. He never ever saw himself in that light.
Anyone who was dead set on buying an island and bought an island and stayed with it, investing whatever he could spare out of what he earned for it, and who opened it to other people, and who we are talking about 60 years on, must have been somebody really, really special.
Quite clear he wanted to achieve or to keep a peaceful, tranquil, beautiful, quiet, and a nature reserve, which is actually what it became.
He loved it, and he wanted everybody else to share in this peerless kingdom.
a certain something about Lundy which you can't quite define. If you feel it, you've got it, and if you haven't, you can't quite describe it.
I think it is the feeling of utter peace.
I don't think you can put your finger on magic. Just don't. You'll know when you've been. It'll either get you or it won't. I think it would be exaggeration to say that if the island moves you in any way, it's he who started it off.